Adam22 is me, the homie B. How's everyone doing? Today, today we got suspect officially getting fired for no jumper. Jeez, let's get right into it.
I have an
Let's go.
announcement. Many of you are probably expecting this. As of today, Almighty Suspect will no longer be a host on No Jumper. For anyone who's living in a hole in the ground, there was a confrontation last night between Brandon, aka Bucci Bear, aka Dark Brandon, and Almighty Suspect that resulted in both spit flying and a knife being pulled out. Both of these are infractions that I fear we just cannot tolerate as a business. Many times over the past couple of years, I've looked back at the Kelpie incident and I have felt like I was a little too lenient. Like, I feel like that incident, even though we managed to skate essentially because we got Kelpie to sign off on us suing us, I think it was extremely lenient of us to not fire sus at that time. And I'm not going to lie, there's been a couple of times since then, in particular with the whole Jalise thing, where it really, really felt like he was on the border of attacking her. That got a little scary for me and made me feel like, Jesus Christ, maybe this is not okay. But yeah, I just feel like we just can't tolerate that kind of stuff in here. It's just way over the line. I have nothing against him. I told him I have nothing bad to say about him. I'm not gonna come on here and trash him. I'm not gonna treat him like a sharp or anything like that. But as a business, the liability associated with having somebody on camera who we have like essentially no assurance is not gonna fly off the handle like that, it's just too big of a risk, and it's just not the kind of platform that I want to run at this point. I mean, honestly, the loose cannon situation uh has been a very bad look for the brand. There's definitely been artists who are just straight up like scared to come here to do interviews because of the fact.
Okay, it's been a war zone at No Jumper. It's been a war zone. It's been a hall, like a party hall. So let's see. We had I'm trying to think. And there's a lot that been going on at No Jumper, man. We had the sheesh. Okay, sorry, I'm kind of trying to think. Okay, so we'll just go to like the recent stuff. So we had Lush invite 40 40 Crips over to his platform. Okay, we had that. We had Loose Cannon and Whack 100, being thieves, stripping people, beating them up, knocking them out for the platform. We have trying to think what else. Shit, we had a lot going on. I mean, we could go back to when even Flacco got spit on by Spot him, or was it 16 shot him? I said Spot him. 16 shot him. Who else? Damn, there's a lot that been going on at this freaking place, man. This platform is crazy. So Warzone is a party hall, man. Like I said, that just sucks. That suspect had to go. I'm not gonna lie, he was a good, cool host, man. One of my favorite hosts over there on No Jumper. He did bring good content. He was funny, and yeah, man. Shout out to suspect though. But yeah, bringing a weapon is kind of crazy, man. It should have took it outside or around the corner and handled their candle and get it out the way. But just knife, bro, spitting on, bro, is kind of like, damn, at the workplace. 'Cause at the end of the day, that's all it is a workplace. It don't feel like a workplace because they're allowed to smoke, drink, do whatever. You're only clocked in for like 2, 3 hours, right? Doing the podcast interview, whatever the case may be, maybe 4 hours. But that's all you're really there for, is just to do that. Maybe shoot some content if you guys agree on that, I guess. But sheesh, this is pretty crazy. I know some people eating this up right now, saying this is a play. This was set up. This was a play to get suspect out and bring Brendan in. To be honest, I wouldn't be too surprised. Let's get
That
into it.
they seen that clip and they just feel like violence is just a normal everyday thing here. So that incident from last night,
Excuse me. Sorry about
not a
that.
good look, and we just have to take sort of decisive action in order to avoid that. Now, was Brandon instigating? I think that's fair to say. But that being said, instigating with words is one thing. And if maybe this had been brought to me afterwards and it had been said like, oh, look at the way that Brandon was talking to him, blah, 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 maybe then it would have been a conversation. But the reality is that Sus is the one who got physical with it. And to me, it's an easy decision. If it had been the spit alone or the knife alone, it would have been an easy decision. It being both of them at the same time, it's an easy decision. Now, I will address this narrative that I know that a lot of people are going to probably want to run with, since apparently Flacco ran with it in his video. Lush, do you feel like you're at fault?
Not at all. Just like
Oh, bro.
0%. But I think the whole way it transpired is really unfortunate, and I wish that there is a way that it didn't have to have this result. Like I understand from a business perspective
Yeah.
why you know that can't be tolerated, and obviously, especially considering the negative stigma that's already kind of lingering as a result of the loose incident and things like that. But I just, the whole intention when we did the when Brandon debated against I Hypocrite and subsequently debated against me was to try to give people a variety in the type of content that we have over here, because I feel like, I mean, there's been a consensus that we've been somewhat pigeonholed in certain genres of street rumors and activity, etc. And this is kind of like our attempt to ease our way back into high.
You know what I was just thinking about too? This had nothing to do with Brendan and sus, but just kind of getting off topic. I'm just gonna put it in there, insert it, pause. Um, you, if you guys are a part of this universe and you guys know, like, you guys see what's going on, some people will say that Adam is switching over to the red side now, the red team, because you guys see him out there in New York kicking with all the Bloods and Parus, whatever. I don't know, man. Maybe like they just need like a new, fresh face of no jumper, faces of no jumper. Brandon, viral way, couple Bloods, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's just a new saga of no jumper. Because, Sut's been there for a while, so it's kind of like out with the old and with the new type of thing. But I don't know. But then again, it could just be ultimately like it just been Adam's mental. Like, this guy got to go. This is the last straw he did. He spit on another person and then pulled out a blade.
Brow content, or at least a balance, a variety of content.
I mean, a lot of us watch Jubilees, like one of the most popular channels on YouTube.
Yeah.
I love that kind of content. For me, yeah, creating those debates was an easy decision. That being said, I feel like you're trying to pivot away from the fact that you wanted to get Suspect out the paint so bad that you set him up in an environment in which you knew that he would resort to violence because you still hold a lingering animosity towards Suspect because of the way that he pow
Laid you out.
knocked you on your ass.
It's actually quite the opposite. It's me, because if you look at it like this, what is the whole number one talking point of the white nationalists, of the racists, of the hypocrites of the world, of the Nick Fuenteses of the world?
Okay.
Is that, quote unquote, per this is what they say: black men have low impulse control, black men are unable to blah 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 blah. And that was kind of what Brandon's intention was when he came over here as an agent of chaos, similar to the agent of chaos that he was.
Nah, nah, nah. So see, plenty of times shit does shit does go back on Lush, it backfires on Lush, but this time this had nothing to do with Lush. I honestly think that Lush was trying to have a peaceful podcast and trying to have them just squash it and let bygones be bygones. I don't think Lush had any intentions of these guys of trying to get Suspect out of there. If anything, I feel like Adam was trying to get Suspect out of there because again, this is his platform, not Lush's. So at the end of the day, Lesh don't even have a saying in who goes and who stays.
in the
Just saying,
Tariq
man.
Nasheed orbit. You feel me?
But
So
but okay, but to call Brandon Agent of Chaos when even like
I think
when
it's a perfect description of him.
okay, but even when the show started, from like my perspective, like if the goal was to have them two sit down, talk out their issues, and have like a neutral field, even like when like they began like to argue, you could like clearly tell from like your laugh and laugh and it felt like, oh, okay, this felt like a pile on Brandon, and it kind of felt like okay, is he coming around because y'all enjoy him, or is he coming around because you felt like let's get one up on Brandon today? And that's why, and I felt like once it was going left, again, not just you, but everybody in like in the room had a responsibility to sort of like say, "Hey, yo, chill." But even okay, for example, even before like their sit down, but what I told everybody, again, my like again.
All right, I'm not gonna go too much into it. I just want to see what Adam really had to say about it. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't think Lush wanted this to happen. In all honesty, so I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, y'all. Easy Call TV. We out. Y'all was kicking on me, the homie B. Like, comment, subscribe. We on the road to 1K. Let's go.